All right, here it is, the next day on the Appalachian Trail. One different thing they have in the Shenandoahs is bear poles. You hang your bag up there so the bears can't get to them. They have sort of level tent spots. This was the shelter stayed in last night. Rev is pushed on. He got up this morning and headed on early to try to make it to the next shelter. The plan is to get to the next shelter before it rains today, which is going to be between 1 and 4. So since I don't like to hike wet and cold, we're going to be feet to the shelter and try and take it over before anybody else gets there and be guaranteed a dry spot. If folks are there, then it's going to be tent pitching time and everything will get wet, but that's fine. It's going to be 80s this next week, so everything will dry out just fine. We'll probably be looking for the rain. That's the way it is out here. You always want what you don't have. You're hiking in the hot, you want the cold. You're hiking in the cold, you want the hot. Anyway, I need to finish packing up my pack and get walking because the sun is up high. Later, Tater. Okay, we're on the trail on the hunt for the elusive professional day hiker called Rev. Oh, and there he is. He thought he was going to run off and leave us for a minute there, but it's not going to happen. He's going to get reintroduced to Cat Holius. See if we can't clog or remove some more of that stuff out of his arteries. Stand aside, mere day hiker, for it is I, Cat Holius, Prince of Cat Holes. I am dominion over all trail that I trod. Bow down before me and prepare to be regaled with tall tales from the trail, for which I will be rewarded with clean toilet paper and candy. Stand aside, mere day hiker, for it is I, Cat Holius, Prince of Cat Holes. All right, today is Sunday, the something of April. Out of the shelter this morning, a little late, but it rained last night. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Old Rag across from us that you can't see. That's the place that me and Ann went bouldering one day. And this is the trail. Rev is up ahead a little bit. There's Bells trying to catch said Rev. And this is the rocks, the 360 degree view now with nothing since we're in a cloud. All right, time to start walking. Okay, this is random. We're at the Pine-filled shelter hut in the Shenandoahs. Looks like we're going to have a full house tonight. Doesn't look like it's going to rain. This is the surroundings, water down below. This is where some people would hang their food bags, but nowadays we have a bear box. Walk back here, avoid all the wet spots. Last time I was in the Shenandoahs, I found one of these bear boxes with big claw marks on the side where a bear was trying to get in. So there are bears out here. That's we have to lock our stuff up. The days of sleeping with my food are over for a little while. Anyway, that's where the food is. Privy's up there. So if you had to take a dump during the night, a little uphill trek. Hope you don't fall down the hill as you're going back. But anyway, didn't film a ton today because it was freaking cold. Anytime I stopped, it wasn't but a couple minutes, and I was putting layers back on and then started walking again. But it's supposed to start warming up this week. It should be highs in the low 80s, which will be good. I can start jumping in the creek for a little refreshing dip before bed, but right now I'm a little on the sticky side. Same as everybody in the shelter, but since it's been so cold, no one's stinking just yet. But those days will come. Really, I try and stay out of the shelters for the Snorefest. I don't think nobody fits the snore profile in here tonight. A lot of folks are fairly young. Last night, different story. Little sleep deprived right now, doing decent miles, but I had 2 nights on a couch in the hostel where I didn't sleep very well. The come-ins and go-ins around there, but hey, it is what it is. Then the last 2 shelters had been Snorefest both nights. So I go to sleep around 8 and wake up around 2 and then roll around in the bag for a while trying to stay warm until it gets light, and then get up and pack and start walking again. That's why I normally like to stay in my my tent, but as you can see when I panned around, not much place is a tent here. I think Rev got one that's sort of flat down next to the creek, but that's the bad thing about in the parks is they want you to camp around, sort of like the Smoky Mountains. They want you to camp around the shelters to keep from tearing the woods up and all. But in the Shenandoahs, you can disperse camp, but there's a whole bunch of rules that go with it. You got to be so far away from this, so far away from that, half a mile away from the road. So it's hard to find a spot that meets the criteria. So shelter hopping or going to campgrounds is pretty much the way you got to do it. Anyway, running on now. I'm tired. It is probably 7 o'clock. I'm going to go and look at the terrain for tomorrow on AWOLs and Gut Hooks Lies. Everything they say is downhill is not. It's uphill. Everything is uphill, it seems like. But there's a bare box back here if you don't want to hang it.
Well, you know, I've never used one of these.
Oh, good luck. I wrestled with one a couple of nights ago and I ended up tying it. Okay. Do you mind if I film it?
Go ahead. You might make a fool of myself.
I'll be shit. First time.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you go. Take a bow. I wrestled with that for freaking 10 minutes before I ended up pulling the rope out and tying it up the other night.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
well,
first time in Shenandoah, I've never seen it.
Oh, good deal. I'm impressed. And that is how you hang a bear bag on the bear poles. An art I have not seemed to master yet. Anyway, I think I'm going to go and read a few chapters, and then I'm going to go to sleep and get up at 6 in the morning and start walking again. Well, later. gonna have to make this quick. I got 3% of battery left. Got out of camp this morning. It was a snore fast last night. Didn't sleep worth a crap. Got up this morning, threw everything together and ate breakfast to get on the trail. I tore my pants zipper yesterday, so I'm out here in shorts. It is cold. Moving fast to try to stay warm. Bouncing up and down hills today. We're not going to go to a shelter or going to go to a campsite. I am not sleeping in another shelter forever, unless it rains real hard. And that's about it. Right, it didn't turn off, so I'm going to turn it off now, and I'll have to dig a battery out when I stop, because this one is just about dead. Down the trail.